Welcome to Flowrets Storytime.
Pip's sunny day. In a cozy little burrow, deep under a grassy hill, lived a small, fluffy bunny named Pip. Pip loved to draw, and his favorite thing to draw was a big, bright yellow sun. One morning, Pip woke up, and the burrow was dark and gloomy. "Oh no," he squeaked. "The sun is gone." He grabbed his drawing and hopped outside. Outside, all the other animals were sad. A wise old owl named Hoot was perched on a branch. "The sun has gone on holiday," he hooted softly. "On holiday?" whispered Pip. "But we need the sun." He looked at his drawing. Maybe my drawing can help." Pip held his drawing up high. "Look, everyone," he shouted. "I have a sun." A little field mouse peeked out from behind a mushroom. The mouse, whose name was Squeaky, giggled. "That's a very nice sun, Pip," he said. Soon, other animals gathered around to see Pip's drawing. A grumpy badger grumbled, "That's just paper." But a little squirrel chattered, "It's a happy sun. It makes me feel warm." Pip smiled. He started to draw more suns and gave them to all his friends. Soon, the whole forest was filled with bright yellow paper suns. Even though the real sun was still away, the forest didn't feel so gloomy anymore. The animals played and laughed, their little paper suns shining brightly. The next morning, a warm light filled Pip's burrow. He hopped outside and saw the real sun, back in the sky, smiling down at the forest full of paper suns. Pip had saved the day with his art. Pip's rainy day adventure. The real sun was back, warm and bright, but the forest was still decorated with Pip's paper suns. Every tree and bush had a cheerful yellow circle. Pip and his friend Squeaky loved how happy their home looked. But then, a shadow fell over the forest. A big, gray cloud drifted into the sky. It had a grumpy face and a rumbly tummy. "Grrr," it mumbled, looking down at all the happy suns. Drip, drop, drip. The grumpy cloud, whose name was Grumbles, started to cry big, wet tears. The rain fell on Pip's paper suns. The yellow crayon started to run, and the paper began to droop. "Oh no, our suns!" cried Pip. All the animals scurried for cover as their beautiful decorations were washed away. The forest was dark and gloomy once more. Pip felt his ears droop. His drawings couldn't fix the rain. He saw Squeaky shivering under a mushroom. "The rain is too strong," Pip sighed sadly. Just then, Pip noticed something. A single raindrop had landed on a flower petal, and it sparkled like a tiny jewel. Then he saw his reflection in a puddle. It gave him a wonderful, brilliant, brand new idea. "I can't stop the rain," Pip said to Squeaky, "but maybe we can have fun in it." He grabbed a big, sturdy leaf and a fresh piece of paper. This time he didn't draw a sun. He drew a big, colorful umbrella. Using the big leaves as a roof, Pip and Squeaky started making paper umbrellas for everyone. They drew stripes and spots and swirls, making each one unique and cheerful. Soon the forest was filled with animals splashing in puddles, holding their colorful paper umbrellas. They laughed and played, their new toys protecting them from Grumbles' tears. High above, Grumbles the cloud peeked down. He saw all the fun and stopped crying. As the rain softened, a beautiful rainbow stretched across the sky. Pip learned that even a rainy day could be bright and happy with a little bit of art and imagination. Sunny spring feast. The last of the snow melted away, and the world began to turn green. Tiny shoots poked through the soft earth, and the air smelled sweet and fresh. "Spring is here," cheered Pip, doing a little hop. "Let's go see if Barnaby is awake." They scurried through the woods, which looked different now without its white blanket. The trees were budding with tiny leaves. When they got to Barnaby's cave, they gasped. The pile of berries and nuts was gone. "Oh no," squeaked Squeaky. Did someone else eat Barnaby's welcome spring feast? Pip's ears drooped. He looked at the big, muddy paw prints on the ground. They were much too big to be his or Squeaky's. Just then, A low, happy humming sound drifted from inside the cave. Rumble, hum, yawn. A very big, very sleepy bear shuffled out into the sunshine, blinking his eyes. It was Barnaby. Pip, Squeaky. Barnaby rumbled with a big, warm smile. Thank you for the wonderful breakfast. It was the best welcome spring surprise a bear could ask for. He gave Pip a gentle, berry hug. Squeaky giggled, feeling much better. We were so worried, Barnaby chuckled. You two are the best friends in the whole forest. Now, I have a surprise for you. Come with me. Barnaby led them to a sunny meadow they hadn't visited yet. It was buzzing with life. Busy bees danced around colorful crocuses, and a family of robins chirped from a nearby branch. Spring is a time for waking up, said Barnaby. Then Barnaby reached into a hollow log. He pulled out a big, golden honeycomb, dripping with sticky sweet honey. I saved this just for us, he said proudly, for our own welcome spring feast. Pip's nose twitched, and Squeaky's whiskers wiggled. They sat together in the warm sunshine, dipping juicy berries into the sweet honey. It was the most delicious treat they had ever tasted. The three feast, their hearts full of happiness. The snow was gone, the sun was warm, and a whole new season of adventures was just beginning. Spring was definitely worth the wait. Foggy Day Mystery. A thick, white fog had wrapped the forest in a soft, silent hug. I can't see the tip of my nose, giggled Pip, his voice sounding small and muffled. Squeaky the mouse peeked out from Pip's pocket. It's like we're inside a big, fluffy cloud, he whispered. Suddenly, a soft, tinkling sound drifted through the fog. Ting, ting. It was a gentle, musical chime. What's that? Pip whispered, his ears twitching. Squeaky popped his head up, listening intently. It sounds like tiny bells, he said. Let's go find it, said Pip. His sense of adventure sparked. They followed the sound, stepping carefully over hidden roots and damp leaves. The fog made everything seem new and mysterious. Hello, a deep voice hooted softly from a branch above. Are you listening to the fog music too? It was Professor Hoot, the wisest owl in the woods. I've never heard it before, he said, floating down to a lower branch. It's a foggy day mystery. Pip introduced himself and Squeaky. Can you help us solve it? He asked. Indeed, hooted the professor. My ears are very sharp. He turned his head from side to side. This way, he whispered, and led them deeper into the mist. Soon, they found a tiny, glowing mushroom on the path, pulsing with a soft green light. A little further on, they saw a line of dewdrops on a fern, each one sparkling with an inner light. We're getting closer, Squeaky chirped, his nose twitching with excitement. The tinkling sound was louder now, clearer and more beautiful. The trail of light led them to a hidden clearing. In the center, a huge spider's web was strung between two ferns, covered in shimmering dewdrops. And on the web, a family of tiny glowbugs were gently tapping the dewdrops with blades of grass, making them ring like tiny bells. The biggest glowbug flew over to them. Welcome, she buzzed softly. We are the Dewdrop Ringers. On foggy days, we make music to guide lost creatures and to let the flowers know when it's time to wake up.
See you soon at Flowrets Storytime!